Hello everyone and welcome back to another Warcraft 3 gameplay cast with me, Thendis32. Alright, this is game number 1 of the Gera Cup Finals Best of 5 that I did live cast yesterday. And a little special thing about that live cast was I co-casted with Neo. The Neo from Back to Warcraft. If you guys want to see how that cast went out, he of course uploaded the finals on the Back to Warcraft YouTube page, but I'm still gonna cast anyway. So let us introduce our players. Spawning as the Red Night Elf, it is Foggy. And his opponent, spawning as the Blue Human, qualified for WCA, it is Hawk. Human versus Night Elf here on Echo Isles. And Foggy already opening it up pretty aggressively. Going for that aggressive Ancient of War creep. Going to get early access to that mercenary camp. But if Hawk scouts it early enough, he can put some pressure on it. And it looks like he will send out a militia scout to see what's what. We do see an Archmage as the first hero choice for Hawk. Meanwhile, we see the standard Demon Hunter first out of Foggy. No ward in this game anyway. And here things will roll out on Echo Isles. There's only one shop, so players are going to have to fight for those boots, those invuln pots, those scrolls. And Night Elves are known to be able to creep out that Ogre Magi. They just got to wait for nighttime, run on in there and snipe him out. So maybe Foggy can do that. And Hawk setting up his peasants to try to steal the Troll Shadow Priest, but Foggy having to wisp there. Can he steal it? Who's gonna get it? Who's gonna get it? Oh, Foggy's gonna get the Shadow Hunters, so a little bit of a bad start for Hawk. And as Night Elf, you're definitely gonna want that Troll Shadow Priest, as you really need him to abolish those water elementals of the Archmage. And Hawk not even wasting time, going straight in to clear the expansion, so he's going for a really fast expo. Foggy continuing to creep. Ancient Award shouldn't have killed anything, which means Demon Hunter will be getting that level 2, of course. So yeah, fast expo by Hawk. Foggy did see Wisp being killed by the militia if he was paying attention. So not sure if he noticed the expo happening. Maybe he thought he was going to creep the Merc camp. Who knows? It really just depends if he was even paying attention to that Wisp going down. I don't think it was detonated. That Foggy creeping out the green spot. Still no tech coming out of him. Building a bit more Wisps. And if Foggy scouts the expo, he really has two options here. He could try to do a bunch of damage or get a counter expansion of his own, which means he'd have to creep out his gold mine spot. But Hawk going in with the footman, doing some pressure here. Maybe try to kill the Ancient of War. Foggy quickly roots it down, sends a Wisp in to repair. More water elementals coming in. The Shadow Priest is abolishing them though. And Foggy will be able to shoo them away for now. And building a counter expansion Tree of Life as he scouts it with the Wisp. Alright, so he knows this is happening. He knows the expansion's going down. He's got to defend his expo. Did Hawk see it go down? Hawk did not see the expansion go down. Alright, Foggy building an Ancient of War here. I think Hawk will be able to get a cancel on it though, but Foggy gonna do some pressure. Mana burn going down onto that Archmage. Going for the Arcane Tower. Some peasants being pulled to repair. The Town Hall is almost finished. Still no tech to tier 2 from either player. Obviously, as they did go to expansion, that does delay their expos. Their techs. Wow, that was a mistake. Believe me, I casted a lot better with Neo. Ancient of War getting cancelled by Foggy. And now the Archmage of Hawk with boots of speed makes him a very fast old man. Able to outrun that Demon Hunter. Well, I guess it makes his horse fast, but... Alright. now. Foggy continuing to pressure. Hawk with no towers in his expansion. Does he even have a lumber mill? Alright, he is starting one. You're definitely going to want some guard towers to shoo away the Demon Hunter. It's going to take a little bit more than an arcane tower. But Foggy continuing the pressure. The Ancient War is uprooted along with some mercs here. And I think Foggy's about to go creep out his expansion spot for when his Tree of Life finishes. And we do see a tech to tier 2 just now starting for Foggy, so not only will he be on 2 bases with a Hawk, he'll have the tech advantage if he can get it up. This Hawk with some nice micro, managing to micro the weaker footmans away from that Demon Hunter scythe.
A player's forces are under attack.
Alright, sorry about that, Demon Hunter. Mana burn going down the Archmage, level 3 in the Demon Hunter. My bad for being distracted. Has Foggy his Ancient War creep in his gold mine spot. He's got a item waiting for him, not sure what item. Demon Hunter? I can't see what items. Alright, did pick up a Boots of Speed. Gloves of Haste, okay. It's one of those items where it's just meh. Alright, but Hawk has his expansion underway, taking up the tier 2, getting a blacksmith. Alright, Hawk gonna come in, get a cancel on that entangled gold mine, abolish magic, going down in that water elemental. Alright, mana burn onto the Archmage. Footman's getting chased down. But the entangled gold mine was cancelled, but the Tree of Life, of course, can just re-entangle it. And these footmen by Hawk getting chased down by the Demon Hunter. Alright, tier 2 on the way along with the Hunter's Hall, so it looks like it will be Ancients of Lore by Hawk. Oh wow, by Foggy. Can't get my names right. Alright, Footman will live. There are 2 guard towers on the way, so plenty of static defense here for Hawk. As he's continuing the pressure in Foggy's base. Will he get a Wisp kill? Does get 1 Wisp. And we do see Oggy the Mauler and Muddy the Mud Golem. Oggy the Mauler, Thendis' mascot. Muddy the Mud Golem, the Back to Warcraft mascot. Alright, Demon Hunter coming in, mana burning onto that Archmage. Both of them have Boots of Speed, but I do believe the Archmage's base speed's faster, so he will be able to outrun that Demon Hunter. Sadly, though, his Footman won't be able to, and I hear myself a Panda. Pandaren Brewmaster, second hero choice for Foggy. His Breath of Fire is pretty nice versus the human casters if he can land nice, good ones. But once we start getting later in the game and Hawk has more spell breakers, he tends to not do as well. Alright. Demon Hunter trying to do some damage, but that's quite a bit of Footman by Hawk. Level 2 on the Pandaren Brewmaster of Foggy as he sucks on a replenishment potion. And we do see that workshop double Arcane Sanctum. No, only 1 Arcane Sanctum. So we do have an engagement. Demon Hunter up at the front. Drunken Haze. Breath of Fire going down. Lighting them Footmen up. Alright, as 1 Footman goes down, there's plenty of towers here for Hawk to try to defend this. Another mana burn going down the Archmage. And it looks like the workshop was cancelled here. And the Archmage getting chased down by the Demon Hunter. The rest of Foggy's army gonna keep up the pressure. Oh, and the slow from Muddy the Mud Golem on the Archmage, but the Archmage does drink a healing pot. Right, and Hawk trying to push away Foggy, trying to hold the line. Another breath of fire goes down. And a lot of footmen are dropping here, but at this point the footmen are expendable as the tier 2 production buildings are starting to get up for Hawk. Oh, but he might lose an Arcane Sanctum. We do see a Mountain King second hero choice as he Storm Bolts the Demon Hunter. But a Mana Burn going down. Peasants being pulled to repair this Arcane Sanctum. Another breath of fire from the Panda. And it looks like Foggy will be backing off for now. Do start to see Spellbreakers on the way. Hawk with quite a bit of upgrades being built. But what do we see in Foggy's base? We do see a tech to tier 3. And we see double Ancients of Lore and an Ancient of Wind.
Players' forces are under attack.
Foggy's going to need that Ancient of Wind, of course, to build some Fairy Dragons. Fairy Dragons are pretty nice for the human casters, especially when they're on auto casts because of their Mana Flare ability. That's the name of it. Both players just creeping away now, trying to build up that force. Both of them on 2 base economy. It is 56 supply for Foggy versus 56 a Hawk. Both players are very well safe enough to break into that upkeep as they do both have expos. And Foggy doing a nice work using his Ancient War for every little bit. He did eat through the trees, and that way he was able to creep out the orange camp in a better position compared to here, where you can easily get creep jacked and cornered. Hawk solo creeping with the Mountain King. Definitely want to get this little guy leveled up as his Storm Bolts can become very, very powerful. Ooh, and a Circle of Nobility. Hawk pulling back the creeps by the looks of things. Is he gonna solo creep this camp with the Archmage? Okay, he's pulling the rest of his army. I was like, what are you doing? Alright, I wish I could tell you what items are available at the marketplace, but with the replay system, I can't tell you. I'm pretty sure it has like Claws of Attack. I know it will have a circlet, maybe a Ring of Protection. Wow, Bloodlusted Archmage, not often you see that. Oh, and Foggy forgetting a unit. Muddy the Mud Golem being forgotten, going on that sit-down strike. He is tired of being everyone's punching bag. Alright, we do see a level 3 Demon Hunter, level 3 Panda versus a level 3 MK and a level 2 Archmage. Archmage, either way, is very close to level 3. Gyrocopters being added into the army mix of Hawk. That way he can, of course, deal with those Fairy Dragons. Speaking of which, as they snipe a footman. It's currently 2-1 upgrades for the Spellbreakers and 1-1 for the Gyros versus 1-1 of Foggy. So both players starting to get their upgrades. We're starting to get to that point in the game where creep camps are getting a little bit scarce, which means we might see a big old fight here. It is currently 78 supply for Hawk versus 80 supply of Foggy. And by the looks of things, Hawk taking the back route, gonna go back in, but Foggy with some healing scrolls and some invuln pots and some anti-magic pots. Looks like we're gonna have an engagement here. Spellbreaker's going right on into this Fairy Dragon's using Mana Flare. Gyro's not attacking him. There they go. Hawk trying to get in a better position by the looks of things. Mana Flare going down on those casters, doing so much damage. Healing Scroll gonna heal him back up though. And this is a pretty nice fight for Foggy. Alright, Abolish Magic going on to the Water Elementals. And this Hippogriff doing so much damage. I think he's killed about 3 Gyros so far. So Mana Burn going on to his Sorceress.
A player's forces are under
And that Demon Hunter's just looking to Mana Burn anything he can get his eyes on. Alright. Have another engagement here. Mountain King on the front with his roar onto him. He is level 3, so he has level 2 Storm Bolts, but he has no mana for it. And now the Demon Hunter getting focused. Mana Flare is going down by the Fairy Dragons. And this is a pretty bad fight for Hawk, I would say. Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire hitting all those casters. And Foggy gonna TP away. As he does TP away, it's currently, after that fight, it's 72 supply for Hawk versus 77 of Foggy. Upgrades is still 1-1 versus 2-2 on all ends now. So Hawk is fully upgraded unless he techs up to tier 3, which I really doubt he will. Alright. More hippogriffs being produced and fairy dragons, along with some bears.
Players' forces are under attack.
Foggy killing those lesser units, trying to stay under that 80 food upkeep. You definitely don't want to be in high upkeep, as that means you'll lose a lot of gold. And Echo Isles wasn't a map meant for super late games. It's the main gold mine, still 7k left. So Foggy with about 11k in total versus Hawk's about 8k.
A player's forces are under attack.
Ooh, and Mortar's getting caught out. That's an expensive loss. One goes down. Oh, and a bolt dodge by the Demon Hunter with the anti-magic pot. Alright, Drunken Haze going down. There's the Breath of Fire, and 2 Mortars might go down. Healing Scroll was used to save one. And Blizzard coming in. I missed Hawk buying the Tome of Retraining, but apparently he did. More Blizzards going in. Hippogriffs killed all the Gyros, and the Demon Hunter of Foggy will be staffed as he got very low. And the Bears right on top of that Archmage with the Blizzards doing a lot of AoE damage. Mana Flare being used by the Fairy Dragons here. And Hawk looks like he's going to be backing off.
A player's forces are under
63 supply versus 80. So Foggy definitely with the bigger army here at the moment. Panda looks like he bought the bigger invuln pot, and I'm not sure if he brought the prep for the vitality there. Oh, but another Blizzard going down. Mana burn onto the Mountain King. More mana flares from those fairy dragons. And Militia being pulled. Hawk trying to get everything he can here. Slow's going down everywhere. Breath of Fire hitting some casters. You have the Militia dying pretty fast. Alright, Mana Flare's going down. More and more Blizzards hitting all those bears. But is it enough? I'm not sure if it is. Hawk continuing to back off. Maybe going to try to fight inside his base. Bears going in the Druid form. Maybe for some rejuvenations. Oh, but the Archmage of Hawk taking a lot of damage here. Demon Hunter focused him down. Using the invuln pot. Hawk does not have a shop in his main base. It was built at the expansion. And now the Demon Hunter Foggy caught in a pretty bad spot. Getting level 5. Will he be staffed? No, he doesn't. Demon Hunter goes down. Level 5 on the Panda. But the Blizzard hitting all of these bears. Foggy not microing them back. And that's expensive units to be losing. And I think this fight's starting to go better for Hawk with the Demon Hunter dying. Mountain King getting level 5. Level 3 Stormbolt being used onto the Panda. Invulnerability potions being used. Blizzard going down. But the Archmage of Hawk. The Archmage of Hawk. Hawk forced to TP. And the Demon Hunter resurrected the Neutral Hero Tavern. Survives with just 84 health left. What a fight. 59 supply for Foggy versus 59 of Hawk. Oh boy. More and more bears being produced. Foggy definitely needs to rebuild his army. Same thing with Hawk. Mortars being added. More Sorks. And Hawk, with the shop control right now, is able to buy some invuln pots, some scrolls. Both buying a scroll. Mountain King getting an invuln pot. And Hawk already healed up with the regen scrolls, and it looks like he's going to put some more pressure on Foggy's expansion here. Whereas Foggy's units are still weaker. Night Elf does not have a regen scroll. Yeah, they have moon wells, but when they're empty, you can't really heal much.
Are under attack.
Do have mortars flying away at these Ancients of War. Ancient of War down. Foggy does he have what it takes? Another bolt dodge with the anti-magic pots. Foggy's really good at doing that. Fairy Dragon's going into Mana Flare. Hawk with no anti-airs. These Hippogriffs keep killing his gyros.
A player's force
Demon Hunter with his Orb of Venom and an anti-magic pot. Wizard going down from the Archmage. More and more Mana Flares. Breath of Fire killing all of those casters. Oh my lord. That Breath of Fire was nuts. Alright, more Mana Flares. And things aren't looking the greatest for Hawk. Alright, more Blizzards going down. Rejuvenation being stolen by the Spellbreakers, being put under the Mountain King. Mana Flare, oh, but the Breath of Fire on the Archmage! Using the Healing Scroll, keeping him alive!
Player's forces are under attack.
Alright. More gyros being added, but it's still not enough. Things are just not looking the greatest for Hawk. There's not really much I can say. Nice pick off of the bear for the Stormbolt. I'm surprised the Archmage lived. Foggy. Hawk gonna clear some trees so he can buy some items at the marketplace. Upgrade wise, Foggy now at 2-2 himself. Both players not fully upgraded as 3-3s being on the way for Foggy. And by the looks of things, it's not going well. It is 70 supply for Hawk versus 71 of Foggy. How are the gold mines looking? Hawk with way too many peasants on the gold mine, but 1,700. So Hawk down to about 2.5k gold left in total, whereas Foggy still has a good 3k left. No, about 3,800. Yeah, so Foggy has more gold for the long run, as he didn't expand quite as fast. And his Demon Hunter with double anti-magic pots, and we see this little Fairy Dragon Strike Force. They gonna try some? No. Must have been a misclick as they quickly backing off. I don't know. Hawk did rebuild a decently sized army, and it looks like he has the shop control at the moment, which is very important on Echo Isles. Ooh, but Foggy sending in his Demon Hunter. That might not be safe. Quickly backs him off. Archmage picking up an Invuln pot and a Healing Scroll. And it looks like Hawk's going in for an engagement. This might be the last fight of the game. Slow going down to Demon Hunter. And another Bolt Dodge with the anti-magic pot. Very nice. Wasting that Mountain King's mana. I think that's like the 4th or 5th time he's done it this game. $79 supply versus 80. Both players evenly supplied here. Who will win? Hawk breaking into that high upkeep. He's ready for the brawl. Here we go. Hawk going in. Bears bared up. Hawk tried to get a good position to fight with, I think. No player. It's like one of those cowboy western showdowns right now. Who's gonna be the first one drawn? It looks like it's gonna be Hawk as he catches this bear off guard. Bearing up, sucking up some Moonwell juice. Stormbolt going down. Mana burn onto the Mountain King. A nice blizzard by Hawk here. Alright, Gyro's going in, but the Breath of Fire taking so much health out of him. Mana flares in the Demon Hunter of Hawk. Frick Foggy! It doesn't matter, the Demon Hunter gets staff! Alright, healing scroll being used by Hawk. That blizzard's hitting so many of the bears. Level 6 Panda as he breaths of fire, Earth Storm and fire. Oh, and the Archmage taunt, anti-magic potion being used. And Foggy's units are low, Tree of Eternity being added to this, Blizzard going down, Mana burned on the Mountain King. Oh, Cyclone being used from the Storm Panda. Alright. Units dropping left and right, taunt, Blizzard, Cyclone, both heroes of Hawk getting focused down, the Demon Hunter's chasing down the Archmage. Can he go down? The Mountain King goes down, and so does the Archmage. Level 6 Demon Hunter. GG's called. What a very epic game 1 of the Gera Cup Finals. If you like this cast, subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you want to watch me play Warcraft 3, follow me at Twitch at Thendis32, and I'll catch you guys later.